Hello everyone, Chris here. In today's video, I'm going to rank every single Overwatch 2 character based on how dangerous they are in the real world. Let's get started. We'll start off with Harmless tier, and we have Mei, Lifeweaver, Ana, Brig, Lucio, Moira, and Mercy. Every single character in the Harmless category is just very much useless in terms of their offensive options and raw power, and the best thing you can do on Lifeweaver is to just restore the Great Forest of Amazon with your Tree of Life. Mercy with her res is completely useless, and then we have Lucio that's gonna go for like insanely loud music to annoy and irritate everyone, but this is not significant. This is not gonna destroy cities, destroy countries, destroy the earth. Very useless characters, and Mei is just a complete disaster. Like, bro, 4 icicles to kill a robot, and then like 10 seconds earlier you had Winston jumping off the plane and zapping like 5 of them with one zap, and you're like, what is that? What is this abomination in my team? Jesus Christ. Moving on to a low-level assassin tier, and these characters are not harmless as they possess some very nice offensive options, but if you compare them with higher tiers, you'll quickly realize that they are very niche and completely and utterly useless when it comes to like solo stealth assassinations or going in a battlefield, as human beings already found and created weapons that replicate everything you have there. Like Junkrat, Tyre, we already have that. Bastion is just a machine gun with legs, and then Zenyatta is going to pew pew balls, and then Discord Orb something. I'm not even sure if he can Discord Orb anything in real life, anything significant to that extent. And then you have Symmetra with the wall, and then you're like, oh, the greatest wall of China, but it has 3000 HP and it's gonna get blasted by the first nuke. Absolutely useless tier as well. High-level assassins in real world are great for infiltrating backlines, going for the presidents, for generals, going for the very important people that rule cities, countries, and the world, and trying to get rid of them for the sake of your nation or beliefs. But in reality, they possess no raw power to destroy cities on their own. I can't quite imagine the situation where you have Kiriko that's going in and throwing kunais, and suddenly there are explosions everywhere and cities are falling and skyscrapers are blowing up, and then everyone is like, oh no, Kiriko is coming. Or like the same with Genji. Dude literally nano-bladed half of the hand instead of going for the leg and completely destroying the robot. Completely useless as well, Jesus Christ. And then you have stuff like Pharah, which literally replicates a plane from 1950s with little to no like height, and you just throw rockets and get sniped with the first adequate human being on a sniper on the enemy team. It is just like, again, there is just nothing to say there. Complete disgrace and disaster. Alright, moving on to the raw power tier, and this is going to be very interesting as I feel like you can actually land some insane damage with Reinhardt's Shatter, for example. Imagine you shatter like an electricity station, or you shatter a thing with ammunition or bombs, like the storage, right? This is going to be massive, and God forbid that you don't have your shield recovered, because you're not getting out of there alive. It feels like with Orisa, you're just a very unkillable tank that can be very useful on the battlefield, and you can actually destroy buildings, you can actually destroy armies, and you might say that these are the one army or one-man army characters. These are the characters that can go against like a small city army and completely destroy it. They have the potential to do so. It feels like with Winston and Doomfist, they are a little bit clunky in that regard, as you might get overpowered by just a modern day weapon that people possess, but in reality, if you would want to cause like insane amounts of damage to the city, you can. I don't feel like you can do anything to a country though. This is just not their level. They are not as dangerous like that. Alright, the next tier is going to be very interesting, and I would have to go for every single character one by one to really explain my thought process on this one. Scary with scaling is the name of this tier, and the first character we have is Baptiste. The fact that you have a window for 10 seconds that amplifies 100% of damage dealt is super duper massive. Imagine you have a Baptiste in your army and you have a nuclear weapon ready to get launched, and now you place a window and like place the missile through this window. Imagine what kind of impact your country is going to have on the enemy country. This is going to be huge, this is going to be massive, and if you compare Baptiste and other supports, you quickly realize that he is just so much more useful in causing like insane amounts of chaos and raw damage. Moving on to the Tracer, and I feel like her Pulse Bomb is great for solo eliminations, but in reality, if you can scale it up a little bit more and give her like more blinks and then the recall ability for like longer on, just make it better, character is going to be super duper nice. Like the fact that you can go in and destroy presidents, destroy like the whole government by yourself without being even unnoticed is just insane. The fact that you can access areas, buildings, and places where like none of these characters can do that, it is just incredible how much you can do. You don't have any raw power, but everyone is going to be so shocked. The army is going to be without the leader, and armies like that tend to fail miserably. Moving on to Ramatra, and I feel like he is just the pilot of his own body, and thus, with scaling him up 10, 100 or 1000 times more, will create an incredible robot with insane amounts of raw power and potential to destroy cities and countries. Like imagine you have a dude that can punch everything he sees, and he's like 20-meter tall. What do you do against that? What exactly are you going to do against this one-man army that literally goes in and devours everyone he sees? It is just incredible. The same goes with Wrecking Ball and Diva, as you have this insane ball that literally like rolling around and destroying cities one by one. The raw power and destruction makes this character incredibly dangerous. It's pretty much the same with Diva. You just like increase abilities of her mech and then make it so much bigger, and now you have a very elite warrior for the warfare and just a complete destructor of any hope people left whatsoever. Torbjorn is very interesting as he's a genius engineer that will create turrets, will create machines that are going to infiltrate the world and cause a lot of damage, so I'm gonna place him in the same tier as previous characters. And Widowmaker is going to be very individual but very nice. The same thing with Tracer, as people who are in charge and are your enemies will literally never see the light of the day, because when they do, they're gonna get absolutely sniped and clapped by you, because you have permanent wall hacks, it feels like, and you can like kill people through the walls. Did you see the cinematic where she shot the Shaolin monk through the Tracer that recalled like a coward instead of protecting him with her own body? This is exactly what's gonna happen to every single person in charge that will try to become an enemy with army that possesses Widowmaker. And now we are moving to a very interesting category called World Destroyers. Like these two characters can literally they can literally take control of the whole planet without any problem or like serious pressure. That's that they can have. The fact that Sombra can hack any system in the world makes her super duper valuable, as she can now blackmail people. She can blackmail the access to electricity, and no access to electricity means no access to running water, and no running water means that people are gonna starve, they're gonna get like insane amounts of diseases, and they're just gonna be miserable, and eventually it's going to be a complete disaster. Like Sombra is just so powerful, and it's actually incredible what she can do if she like allows herself to do so. And with Sigma is very interesting. The fact that you can play with gravity, and this super genius called or not called, cracked the code with gravity means that the dude has the potential to literally like place us all in a black hole. Like it is just incredible. Not only he can destroy cities, countries, or the world itself, he can like go for the planets and stuff. So Sigma in that regard is just super duper dangerous, and he's going to possess the most power in this current tier list. So this is going to be it for today's video. This one's a very interesting and tricky. Let me know in the comment section what you think about my thought process. Do you agree or disagree with anything? See you in the next one. Take care.